Hello everyone, my name is Stefan Knopf, I'm working for SAP and I'm very proud to be here at the DMI Lakeside event 2025. And I'm even more proud to interview Uwe Grigoleit. Uwe, would you please introduce yourself shortly?
Of course, thanks Stefan, thanks for having me here. Also very happy to be again at the very nice Lakeside event here in Kreuzlingen. Uwe Grigoleit, with SAP 27 years, originally started as a developer in the finance organization, then took over different roles at SAP. I think important in the context we will also talk about today is that I have been taking S4 to the market for SAP. I've been also part of the team inventing RISE as our cloud ERP offering. And I'm also advisory member of the supervisory board of DMI. Mm-hmm. So this is why I'm here with my two professional parts.
Yeah, great. Uwe, when we listen to all these panels and customer and partner insights, I still realize with all of these, let's say, AI topics that we do have for sure a lot of customers still being or productive using quite old systems. What are those challenges and how can we overcome those challenges to let's say, bring them to the advantages of our new solutions?
Yeah, of course, I mean, we are talking here a lot about transformation of ERP systems, mm-hmm. right? And as somebody who's 27 years also, not only with SAP, but there as well in the ERP context, I, of course, have in the meantime a idea how complex ERP setups mm-hmm. can be even at smaller customers that we are serving, right? Mm-hmm. So this is why, of course, when we are now talking about renovating an ERP, making it ready for new technology, for AI scenarios I would like to embed there, mm-hmm. It is clear, of course, that these are large change management processes for our customers, right? And the change management is always happening on several dimensions, right? We have change, of course, on the data and application side, mm-hmm. but we have also change on the people and process side. Right, and companies have to manage both of these, or all of these change dimensions, mm-hmm. and that is also why we are seeing that it takes quite a lot of time, mm-hmm. and that is also why we are seeing even some customers struggling with it. Mm-hmm. But that at the end is also the reason why, first of all, we need, of course, sessions like here today at the Lakeside event to talk about that. And we need also then things like the Customer Evolution Programme I'm running at SAP mm-hmm. as dedicated organizations that are now taking care of these challenges and are helping customers out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this Customer Evolution team, where I'm responsible for the Middle and Eastern Europe part with Germany, Switzerland and the Central and Eastern European countries. So what kind of services do we offer to our customers? Some, remember, are free of charge or free of not additional costs. What are those few you want to mention for the audience?
And we are offering services along three dimensions that I'm always using. It's accelerate, adopt, and to bridge. Mm-hmm. Accelerate, these are services where we are helping customers to, like the name says, accelerate their journey to the next generation ERP. And with that, of course, from our side as well into the cloud, because we think that that is the best way to consume ERP workload. Mm-hmm. And part of these accelerate offerings are things like what we are calling the Customer Evolution Kit, 5 days engagement where we are helping the customer to build the case and to build the roadmap for the move to S4 HANA. Mm-hmm. But it's also events that we are supporting and white papers and information that we are delivering to the customer. Then the second dimension, adopt. Right? Mm-hmm. This is when, so to say, where the rubber hits the road. Right? So the customer really has decided to move to S4 HANA, to move to cloud ERP. Then it's of course the question how to do it, how to adopt that new solution. And here we are developing services that are helping the customers to overcome technical hurdles, mm-hmm. because we all know that moving from a classical old ERP system, maybe 20-year, 15-year-old ECC mm-hmm. to the next generation S4, that is a technical change. Mm-hmm. So here we are now leveraging AI on our side to overcome most of these technical challenges that are there mm-hmm. and to try to simplify them. But we are also helping them with dedicated innovation adoption services, because once I'm moving to the next generation ERP, mm-hmm. I of course also would like to demonstrate my users, my people, my business that are using the software day by day benefits, right? Mm-hmm. I would like to show them that there's something different. And they should not look again into the old GUI that they have been looking into the past 10 to 15 years, right? So, and this is where with the adoption services we are helping customers with dedicated offerings to adopt innovations at a very fast pace, to also bring it into the evolution and transformation process. Because I don't want to only use AI once I'm ready with everything, because that might take a few years. I would like to leverage a few things already before. So that's the second topic, adopt. And then the third topic, a bridge. A little bit of a strange word, but I asked my team to come up with a third A.
Okay.
So these are what we are calling bridge services, because we know that, especially due to the history of ERP and the complexity where it's being built into at our customers, that there are commercial and operational challenges also the customer has to overcome. Right? They have to double run the old system and the new system for a specific amount of period. Especially when we are looking at S4, we are seeing that, when we built S4, we said, let's make it an innovative, agile solution and bring out the release every year. That, of course, means that also customers have to upgrade S4 releases more frequently than in the older ERP types. That is a good idea and a good intention, but also it's bringing a challenge as well to our customers that just moved to S4 from an ECC and now also have to do a release upgrade. So that, as an example, is something that we are also tackling in one of these bridge services with what we are calling Safekeeper, where we are saying, okay, we understand that this is sometimes, especially in a transformation roadmap of a customer, a disruption that they cannot take. So this is why with the Safekeeper service, we are giving then customers a little bit more time for the upgrade. Plus, in our cloud, and this is, again, classical advantage of the cloud, we are also actively helping them to do the upgrade. Right? So that's the Safekeeper service with which we are supporting customers there. And just recently we launched again the next step of our transition option, how we are calling it. What is that? Customers on an old ERP system, especially those customers that are having 100, 150, 200 instances of these systems running, they are coming to us already and saying, yes, we are on our way to cloud ERP. We have S4 systems already up and running, of course, but it will take some time until we have shut down all the 150 systems. And that is something with the transition option where we are offering in our cloud also for an ERP after 2030, even a little bit more runway, again, combined with transitional services that are helping the customer to finally get off it. But that is, of course, the way how we are then really listening to our customers, looking at what is really the challenge they are facing, and then we are helping them with concrete offerings.
So let's say supporting our customers on different levels that they can move from an old system to the cloud innovations on the one side. What I still have in mind is how important is the data, that you do have, let's say, clean data or the right data, and perhaps also in context, Uwe, with the customer meetings, going to public cloud, going to private cloud, and how can AI in these parts help our customers?
Now, that's, of course, a very good question. And data I mentioned already is one of the 4 dimensions along which, of course, the transformation and transition of the product is taking place. And data is, of course, playing a very important role, right? Not only because data structures and data types are changing when I'm moving from ECC to a next generation ERP like S4, but also because at the end, the data is building the foundation of what we are now looking at with AI, machine learning, all the automation services. They're all building on data. And if I don't have clean data, if I don't have a clean semantical model of my whole business processes in my ERP systems, then AI will also not be very beneficial if I'm building it on top. Right? So this is why data and also the cleaning of data is extremely important for the transformation process. And that is why that needs to be, of course, part of every transformation as well. And that is why I think also with that's also why I'm happy to be in my second professional element on the advisory board there of DMI, because I think they are really addressing with their offering a very central point. And this is when I'm having collected for 15, 20 years data in my old ERP system, and I'm moving to the next generation ERP with S4, what am I doing with my data? How I'm getting it cleaned up, how I'm getting it transformed, but what can I also do with old transactional data that I don't need anymore in terms of the data retention, because I don't want to take it all over, and if I'm moving to the public cloud, I cannot even take it all over, right? So that's why data is important. And of course, we're talking all about AI. We've been hearing a lot about AI also today. AI needs data to be trained. If I'm going to the public cloud and I am not taking over my historical data into the public cloud, I need to have it somewhere that I can leverage it still to train my AI models.
Absolutely.
And that's why, of course, then a data retention warehouse that I can directly access from my semantical layer is so important.
Okay, so still clean data, very important step. The second part, public cloud versus private cloud. Any comments regarding this statement you want to give?
For me, there's no right and wrong between public and private cloud, right? I mean, as I said, from my background, I mean, I've been taking S4 to the market. I've been also taking S4 public cloud to the market. So both are extremely valid solutions in their respective context, right? Public cloud is the right way to consume ERP for customers that are able and also willing to go to a high level of standardization.
Yeah.
And that are especially looking at ERP processes, mainly finance and service driven, that are not having very complex manufacturing pieces behind. Then public cloud is the right thing to do. And I mean, I have a customer who has been implementing public cloud in 42 countries in 2 years because they have been spinning off their mother company. And that is something we all were completely clear after the project would have been possible in on-premise or private cloud, right? Just because of the increased complexity that is coming into these environments. So this, if the use case is the right one, public cloud is a perfect way to go. But I'm saying vice versa. If I'm coming from a very complex ERP infrastructure, highly integrated into a huge set of manufacturing components around, then of course I can also try to realize such a system in the public cloud. But then it means, just from a size perspective, I'm implementing public cloud like this, and then I'm adding custom code, of course in a public cloud reliable fashion, but I'm adding custom code like that.
Okay.
And then of course I'm not having the advantages anymore of the public cloud, because if public cloud means I'm consuming 20% and building on top 80%, then I'm not achieving anymore what I wanted to achieve, and that is standardization. So that's why I'm saying there's no right or wrong.
Okay.
My perspective, looking into the future, and I mean looking at where our customers will be in 5-7 years, and that's I think the number of years we can overlook. Most of our customers will be hybrid. Most of the larger customers will be hybrid. They will consume public cloud wherever it makes sense for smaller divisions, for specific entities and businesses they're having. But a lot of them will also consume private cloud. The important topic is in both situations they will consume cloud. Because I think one thing has definitely come to an end, and this is ERP in an on-premise world. We understand that there are customers out there, and unfortunately we are living in a little bit of a challenging world with the global conflicts. There are customers out there that are saying we cannot go to the cloud because we are in defense regulated public industry. And I understand the challenges they're having with the cloud, right? But the challenges they're having with the cloud is typically the challenge of where the cloud data resides and how their access to that cloud data is. And when we are then looking vice versa, where we are today with things like sovereign cloud, with things like sovereign cloud at customer, with things like a customer data center option, where we are operating our cloud services in a dedicated data center of the customer. I think we can overcome all of these challenges also with the cloud offering, while then in parallel still giving the customer the huge benefit of consuming ERP workload really end to end from the infrastructure over to application management to the application as such out of one hand, right? Because that is what we are still delivering also on these cloud offerings. And this is why I'm saying ERP in an on-premise world has really come to an end. And but private and public cloud are really sharing equal importance in my view.
Uwe, it was a real pleasure speaking with you about that. Also seeing the services we are offering to our customers in this journey of transformation. I'm also happy to see that the Customer Evolution team is so important as part of the Customer Success Management team. So thanks everyone, and still have a nice event here at the MEE Lakeside. Thank you.
Thanks, Stefan, for having me.
Thank you.